All right, I'm ready to get started. There's Christmas music in my ears. It's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna live with it for today because we've got a Christmas themed stream to go here, and the plan is to make one more of these. So behind me over there in the corner, you can probably see on my shelf, there's a tiny Christmas tree, and I made that last year at Christmas time. And to decorate it, I used some of these Gundam artifact kits, which I then chromed to make them into shiny Christmas ornaments, and then I put a little loop on the top to hang them from the tree. So the thing with that was that I have 4 of them, and if you know about the Gundam artifact series, at least this series 1, there were 5 different mobile suits in the series, and I never could find the 5th one. The Bjarlant custom was the one I was missing. And I happened to find it at the store where I got the original 4 just this past week. And so I was in there just looking for other stuff, and I happened to see it. And so if you've never seen these before, the box art's the same for all of them. So they all have the high new on the front of the box, but if you look at the top, it tells you which kit's inside. So yeah, I'm excited to have this one. And the plan for today is to build this up, which I don't think will take that long. And then to paint it with chrome, like I did with this other one, or all the other 4 actually, and make the last Christmas ornament to go as part of this collection. So that is the plan, and I'm streaming a little bit earlier than I usually do today because the World Cup is happening and I want to watch those matches, and so I'm hoping that I can finish this whole thing before the World Cup match starts in a couple hours. Now this is interesting because it's molded in clear red. Maybe they knew I wanted to make it into a Christmas ornament, and so they figured clear red was good. All the other ones that I've gotten are in basically this color that's on the box, right? It's like it almost looks like a resin kit, but it's plastic. It's a yellowish tan. This one, for whatever reason, is molded in clear red. You'll have to let me know in the comments if that's standard, because I've never heard of such a thing before. Maybe I got a bootleg kit or something. Or maybe the newer ones, second printing or whatever, have been this style. If you have one of these, yeah, let me know if it came in some other color plastic besides the regular opaque tannish yellow. Forerunners, fairly simple. This is the extent of the instructions. Let me grab some nippers. And yeah, we'll go through the instructions in order. I mean, probably I could just cut the parts out and just assemble it all. But we'll actually use the instructions. So it wants 34 and 35. It's actually also quite hard to see the part numbers on this clear plastic that they used for the runners. So yeah, I've seen some people build these things and, actually paint them up in like the regular color scheme for the kit or a custom scheme or whatever. For me, that would be a tedious and nearly impossible thing to pull off just because the parts are so small. Like, I guess you could hand paint them miniature style and make that work. But I think to, do masking and airbrushing, and I know some people have done it, but like for me, that would be probably just too much and something that I would not enjoy. Let's see, probably the other parts, since they're similar number range, will be right here. Yeah, so 32 is this piece, is that right? It is really hard to see these numbers on the runners. So I know that also that Artifact Series 2 is out now. Maybe I will grab those at some point in the future and add them to the tree as well. The little Christmas tree is so small. I would probably have to get something bigger if I want to have more than just this small handful of ornaments on it. But these 5 will fill it up just fine right now. And then maybe next Christmas I will think about adding the next series to it also. We'll see how that goes. We'll talk more about the paint process that I'm using when we get to that step later on here. But I have a potential plan for how I might be able to paint some a different shiny ornament color. All right, so I've completely mixed up these 3 foot pieces, which is great news, right? But this one almost certainly is, since it's bigger, the front one here. And then I think these are probably the same. They are not. So we have to be careful about which one goes where. Yep, I think this one goes over on this side. Maybe not. Yeah, it almost certainly does, because the 2 rectangular shaped pegs that they added here are different sizes. So that helps you to not put the wrong one on the wrong side. I'm right now wondering why I did this to myself as far as music goes. I do not enjoy Christmas music, and yet here I am listening to it loudly in my headphones while building this kit. So I figured it would fit the, the theme, right? Oh, this slides in like that. Okay. Yeah, so we have a leg. Let's see if the camera will focus on that. There it is. It has decent detail. It's hard to see all the detail with the clear plastic that they used. If you primed this, I'm sure that it would bring out all of the little detail in the parts. And actually, when we chrome it, that works pretty well too, to show the detail. Come on, focus. There we go. So yeah, good detail on these kits. They're just very tiny. And if you noticed there, when I showed that close-up, like there's some visible nub marks and stuff on those kits that I built last time. And I'm not being super careful about cleaning the nubs or whatever, since I'm just making them as like shiny Christmas ornaments. The idea is, that I can get away with not making them perfect as far as cleaning the nubs and all that stuff. So just kind of slap it together quickly and then hit it with the chrome paint, and we're good to go, is the plan here. So I believe the second leg is all going to be on that other runner there. I'll put this over here so you can see what we're aiming toward with this one. And at least for now, I'm just making all of these silver chrome. I've thought about tinting the chrome paint, red or blue or yellow or green or something to mimic like the very shiny Christmas ornaments that you would normally, just the round ball ornaments that you would normally put on a tree. And I might do that if I do paint up the Series 2 artifact kits to make ornaments out of those in the future. I might try tinting those. So like Series 1 would be all silver, and then Series 2 would be some other color of a shiny chrome. Maybe we can do that, but for now, I really just want to complete this first series. Alright, so this one is this side. And this must go this way. Probably goes without saying, but if you haven't experienced building one of these Gundam artifact kits before, they are, they basically come out as a fixed pose. So this, I'm trying not to touch this too much because my finger oils will dull the chrome for sure, because it's not top coated or anything. We'll talk about that later when I show you what I used for chroming these things. But there is a little bit of movement, like I can move the arms up and down just a tiny bit. So you could sort of create a pose, but really whatever pose that they had in mind when they designed the kit is kind of what you're mostly stuck with. So this will be standing like this. And let's go ahead, maybe make the waist unit so that we can attach those together. I'm going to skip around the instructions a bit. No need to necessarily build it in the precise order that they specify here, since it's such a simple kit. Alright, so we've got those. It wants 9 and 10, which are these little piping pieces here. Yeah, this clear red plastic, the more I work with it, is just like so strange to me, because all of the other ones that I built were not clear red plastic. And it wants 19, which is not on that runner. Maybe this runner? Yeah. So the parts are all numbered consecutively, like 1 through 50 something. The numbers just span across all the runners. The runners aren't labeled with like letters or anything like that, like we'd normally see. Alright, so this is the chest bit, which goes up here somewhere. I've now lost track of which one of these was which side, so that's great, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, it looks like this one will go on this side. And they attach in here? Question mark? Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, if you have trouble with small parts in kits and assembling them, then this is not necessarily the most fun project ever. Let's see if I can put this one in without knocking the other one out. All right, cool. So those are in place. It'd be awesome if there was something that fit on the back of this right away to keep me from knocking those out, because I'm almost certainly going to knock those out of place. Yeah, I've just done it already. Awesome. Yeah, so today's build is this Gundam artifact kit. It's very tiny. And what I'm doing with them, I have the other 4 in the series, so I'm building it up and then I'm just going to spray it with chrome like this to make a Christmas tree ornament for the tree that's back there behind me. The other 4 in the series are already, well, one's right here, but the other 3 are back there on the tree already. So I have a little Christmas tree to decorate my studio for the holiday season. And yeah, thought these guys would make a nice, or would be a nice way to create ornaments to go on the tree. Let's make sure, oh, now that I look more carefully, I don't believe that I have put those piping pieces in correctly. They actually wrap around to the front of this kit, which makes more sense now. Yeah, they go in there. Okay. So this is actually good because this little front skirt piece will actually hold them in place. If I can get them to sit here correctly. Long enough for me to put that piece on. All right, perfect. So hold that there, and then we put this in. And it does not want to fit all the way. Come on, you can do it. Nope. This piece fell out. All right. See, I remember when I built the other 4 of these, I remember having so many problems getting the tiny pieces to fit together. So like, why did I do this to myself? Why did I decide on stream to force myself to struggle with this kit? All right. See if we can get it to fit this time. There, it snapped in place. All right. Now we are good. Also, when you finish, at least for me, when you finish with one of these kits, your fingers are sore because of pressing all of the little tiny pieces together. So, yeah, I'm making this sound like so much fun, I know. They actually are very cool little kits, if you don't mind the small size. Just because it's impressive, right, that they managed to get all of this detail into such a small kit. Alright, so this snaps on the back here and hopefully holds all this stuff in place. I do have to say though, I remember these being easier to build, the other ones. Oh, that fell out. Well, that's no fun. Alright, let's see if we can sneak this back in there without disassembling the whole thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember these being more fun to build, or easier to build, let's say, with the plastic not being this transparent red like it is here. It really does make it hard to see. I am. I actually have the next Blender tutorial video recorded and not edited yet. So it should be later this week, is my plan, as long as things go well and I have time to finish editing that. It should be up on the YouTube channel within a few days, I would think, from now. So yeah, people have enjoyed the first couple of videos in that series, so I'm glad that people are starting to find it and that it's helpful. So yeah, the next one is coming very soon. All right, see, I should be paying more attention as I pull these pieces out. I typically don't pay attention when I'm building a larger kit to like which one goes on which side according to the instructions, because I can just look and see how they fit. However, with these very tiny parts, it probably would be smarter. Let's change that. It would certainly be smarter of me to pay more attention to which one goes on which side, because now looking back at the instructions and trying to figure it out based on that is not so easy. Alright, so this one goes here, and this one goes here. Alright, and this part goes right in the middle of the chest. So, somewhere in here? Yeah. Alright, I think that's the torso done. So now, let's see if we can attach these legs. Yeah, so it is a round, you can't see this because it's so small and the cameras probably won't focus. There's a round peg for these legs, but it is keyed with like a flat edge on one side, so there is no rotation of these legs. Once you get them in here, they're going to be at a fixed angle like that, which is probably fine because then it'll stand up nicely. Of course, for me, I'm going to hang it on a Christmas tree, so standing is not that important. But yeah, they've designed it so that it's they've chosen stability over articulation in this case, I think. All right, let's build these very strange, weird arms. 28, 29. Yeah. Yeah, so like again, if you were building this and you really wanted to, make it look professional, right? There's going to be a giant seam line right down the middle of this arm, all the way from the top to the bottom, like down to where the hand is. So for my purposes here, I don't care. But if you were to, want to fix that seam line and then, sand and paint the whole thing, it would be, I think, pretty tricky just because the pieces are so small. So that's just something to keep in mind. They also don't want to fit together down here at this end that well. There we go. All right. So yeah, the entire arm is just two pieces sandwiched together. And And then there's 2 pieces for the shoulder. So something I'm noticing with my streaming setup here is that it seems like YouTube chat is not showing up in a spot that's easier or that's easy for me to see. So I'm gonna have to keep my eye open in a different spot here to see YouTube chat. Let's go this way or this way? Probably this way. Yeah. And it does look like there's a tiny piece also that goes in here that serves as the attach point to attach that onto the torso. So we need to make sure this goes in here before we sandwich those 2 parts together. So yeah, my YouTube friends, if you've posted something in chat and I did not reply to you, I apologize. I did not realize where I was going to have to look on my screen to see those messages, and it's not where I expected. Alright, that all looks correct, so we will go ahead and push these together. Again, big seam line right down the middle of the shoulder part. But that is the extent of the arm and shoulder, for the right arm at least. And it was basically just 4 parts. So we put this there, starting to take shape a little bit. And the other arm is probably over here. Go ahead and grab the 2 shoulder parts too while I have this runner here. Got real quiet there. I mean, not that I'm complaining, because the Christmas music is starting to grate on my nerves a little bit here.
We've been waiting far too long this year for Christmas, and it feels a million years since it's been here.
Alright, so
we've been waiting for the time to come, the gifts to share, the joy and fun, and mistletoe, and fires glow.
So I'm probably gonna skip this song just because it's got lyrics in it. Usually I go for just instrumental only. So we'll stick with that here as well. Okay. There's our other arm and shoulder. It really does take a bit of pressure to make sure that these things are together as far as they'll go. I'm trying to minimize the amount of seam line that'll be visible just by pressing them together as best I can. These do have some motion, like you could have his arms go forward, I guess, if you wanted this like Frankenstein pose, like a monster reaching out at you. All right, we'll leave him just in this regular standing pose with his arms down though. What do we have? Head, I guess? Yeah, I'll probably have to take the shoulders off, or the arms off, to be able to get the head on here because it's very small. And it fits onto that little neck peg there. Kind of slides on from the sides, it looks like. It's like, be careful not to lose that head part and also not to break the fins on it. 36 is the back of the head, so that's this right here. And one more very small part, which is this one here, right? It's kind of the forehead area. All right, so that is this runner empty now. And I did not trim that. There's a bit of a nub left here. There we go. I almost dropped that off the desk. That would have been terrible. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, let's remove these arms. Yeah, so this will slide on from the front, just like so. And then this sandwiches on from the back and should hold it in place. If I can get it to line up correctly and fit my fat fingers in here. Come on. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Should have titled this stream, Watch Man Try to Assemble Tiny Parts and Struggle with Them, right? Come on. So part of me wants to just trim this peg back just a tiny bit that's here in the top of the head to make this fit easier. But at the same time, I know if I do that, it's not going to want to stay together once I get it assembled, and that would be bad too. All right, new plan. I'm going to line this up here where I can see it better, and I'm going to not press it all the way together, but I'm going to get it started and see if that will work. Yeah, and now I can fit it over the peg and then hopefully smash it the rest of the way together. Although fitting it over the peg caused the little part that I had already pushed together to come apart. So much for that plan. Let's try that again. I do think that that was the correct approach. All right, against my better judgment, I am going to very, very slightly narrow this peg. Yeah, that's gonna work better. If I place this here, yeah, that kind of worked. So actually what I want is something soft, a Q-tip in this case, to be able to press on the back of this head, because I can't press there with my finger. I'm afraid if I press too hard, I will break the little fins off the top of the head here. So this will allow me to reach in there and press this together without breaking those. All right, so that is perfect. And now this little forehead bit goes like this. Right onto here. All right, there's his tiny head. Focus. It won't focus. There it is. All right. Yep, there he is. And arms. So there's the main mobile suit done. One thing that we're gonna have to do, and it will probably come in this backpack unit, is with all of these other ones, I found a spot somewhere to drill a small hole. So the way I've got this hanging here from the string is I ran a piece of wire and actually fit it into the back of this thing in 2 tiny holes that I drilled. So we'll have to do that obviously with this one as well. I've still got the wire and the string. I pulled them out from last time, or from last year when I had saved them after building these things. And so I have those those materials. I just have to figure out where to attach the wire on this particular kit. And I should do that before we paint, because the chrome paint does not stand up well to handling. So you want to have the thing ready to go before you do any of the painting. Does it go that way or the other way? Yeah, definitely this way. All right, so we've got these triangular bits here. So it looks like, again, these go on in a specific orientation and will not rotate. Which, again, with a kit this small is probably good, because it would just become a hand grenade if it had too many ways that it could articulate. So those go like that. And then we need to build these, which I assume, yeah, these, each section of pieces here that are close together on the runner are the ones that go together. So we'll build this one first. I'm not sure that it matters which side they go on, but this one does go on the left side as we're looking at it here from the back. I put these on backwards. I'm pretty sure I did, actually. Let's spin them around. There we go. I just lost a piece onto the floor. The good news is, I think I see where it is on the floor. So, I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. I was about to say, I think this is the last, these are the two last pieces, but there are two left over there that go somewhere. We will, oh, they're for the back. Yeah, right. Okay. I'll take care of those in just a minute. All right. So that looks good. Also looks good, and then this plugs on the back here. I'm trying real hard not to touch the head while I do this because I'm afraid it will pop right off. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's actually rotate these out this way just a little bit. All right, so there is our tiny mobile suit. And I did say I need to take care of these last two parts, which go, they're basically his butt flap, right? So let's grab those. And they go right here. That doesn't seem like it's going to want to stay there, but at least for now it's there. All right, so given that, the next thing to figure out is what modification do I need to make to allow a wire to go back here for me to be able to loop through the ornament hanging string. And this kit does not have a very obvious way to do that. So I could just bend a wire down below. Yeah, I might do that. Instead of drilling a hole, I can just loop it around and underneath this backpack unit. All right, so I need a tool to cut and bend wire, which I did not think ahead quickly or enough to grab. So I'm gonna run over to my toolbox, which is out in my garage, and grab something that we can use to bend wire, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I got the most rusty pair of needle nose pliers you might ever find. And we have this wire, which I'm pretty sure is what I used last time. I'm just gonna cut a piece off here, and we will probably shorten it, but this will give us a... Another thing about these is that they are not very sharp because they're so old, but we can make this work. All right. So I think what I'm gonna want is, yeah, so we'll go under there about this far. Want to come up probably like this, so about there. And we'll just basically make a triangle. This would be great if I could straighten it out just a touch. All right, nice. Actually, the length of this isn't bad. I'll just bend that in. I might shorten that just a touch. We'll see how it fits. But basically just a triangle like this, I think, and then we can fit that underneath and behind the backpack. And the easiest way to do that is going to be just to take the backpack off. I'm going to try to do that without breaking it. I've already disassembled one piece off the backpack. Okay. There we go. Let's fix this problem. Cool. All right, so now I believe that we can just... I don't know if I want these inside or outside of those triangle bits. Probably inside. So if that's the case, we need to bend this in just a little bit here and then back this way. Same deal here. Hey, now we've made a space shuttle. Or the shape of one. Okay. I need these to be down a little bit further. Something like that. Alright. Yep, that seems pretty great. So now if I hold this in place and then just plug... don't break the head. Alright, we did not break the head. Success. Okay. Plug this back on here like so. Excellent. So now he has this little hook, which is gonna work. Ideally, I'd like it to be bent back this way just a little bit, but I really don't want to break the plastic, so I gotta be careful. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Excellent. Also, if I could squeeze the bottom of this together just a tiny bit more. That's not going to be easy to do without taking this off. So we will take it off. All right. Final configuration, roughly. Let's flatten this out just a touch. It will fit better that way. Same on the other side. Yeah, upside down is not gonna fit. It's not how it was designed. All right, this is good. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay. Final answer. That fits right on there, and we have this perfect little hook that's really solid. Well, it was really solid until I started moving it around. All right, there we go. So let's talk about paint. What I did for these other ones is I bought some of the Molotov liquid chrome paint markers, and I had read, but never tried until last year, that you could decant the paint out of those markers, and that's what I've got here in this bottle, and that you could, yeah, no, I can't get the lid off, but you can take the paint out of those paint markers. It's very shiny chrome paint. It's kind of thick, but you can airbrush it, and so that's how I put the paint on these other kits, and that's what we're going to do with this guy. Is just pour this in the airbrush and then give it a nice, thick, even coat. What I discovered last time when I was doing this is that this chrome paint is much thicker than what I normally would paint with. And so for me, at least, I had to use an airbrush with a larger nozzle than I normally use, and I had to, as I disassembled the whole thing by accident, awesome. I had to spray at a higher air pressure than I normally do as well. But it is possible. So that's what we're gonna do with this guy, is just cover him in a nice, thick, even coat of this chrome. It self-levels, and it turns out looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go get ready to airbrush. It'll take me a minute because I think I have to clean the airbrush. Maybe I don't. I also need to make sure there's enough paint in here. There it is. And it looks to me like there's enough. I don't want to, the markers are fairly expensive and you don't get a lot of paint out of them. And so it's not something that I would use for a large project for sure, just because of cost. But this will work. I think this is enough paint for this thing. So you know what? I don't think that I do need to do any prep. I think that I'll just fire up the airbrush station over there. And I'll head over there. And we'll see if we can spray this thing. It's gonna need, I'm gonna use some sort of peg or skewer, maybe one of my alligator clips to suspend it this way. I'll show you, to suspend it this way, and then just have it hanging and spin it and paint it. You got to be real careful not to touch these things once they're painted, because your finger oils will dull the chrome. So that's another thing I'm going to be real careful of, is once we get going here, never touch it again. And then that's why I've got the hook already here. I'll run the string through it, and then I won't ever have to touch it. So yeah, I'm going to jump over to the airbrush station and get this thing painted. All right, so I think we're all set. Let me show you. Right, obviously can't touch it. When you spray with that thick of a coat of paint that you have to do with this to get it to end up shiny and smooth, I discovered that with the experimentation I did last year before I painted the other ones. You have to put very thick, very wet paint onto here to make it end up shiny. It does take a long time to dry, so probably tomorrow sometime it will be dry enough that I can then carefully tie the little string through the loop there, and then hang it on the tree. So that will be the plan. Yeah. And what time is it? I got done in time to see the World Cup soccer match that I wanted to see as well, so that's awesome. So yeah, there's the ornament. For next year, like I said, I might grab the Series 2 of these things and see if I can use those to make some ornaments of a different color. If you know anything about this Molotov liquid chrome paint, and whether it's possible to colorize it, my idea, I think that it's a water or alcohol-based paint. It's definitely not a lacquer-based paint because lacquer thinners do crazy things to it if you try to use those with this paint. So, yeah, I'm thinking that maybe a water-based or alcohol-based dye could be potentially mixed in with that silver chrome paint and, create like a colorized chromey type of a paint. So I may experiment with that before next year, next Christmas, and then see if I can make some of these in the next series that have, some sort of color to them, maybe reddish or greenish, or probably even like a yellow dye would make a nice gold-colored shiny ornament. So I'll see if I can do something like that. But for now, I'm happy with this. I'm super excited because I finally have the collection of all 5 of them to put on my tree after, for all this time only having 4 and not being able to find this 5th one. So, yeah, that's exciting. If I buy the other series, I should probably buy the big box set that just all comes together so that I'm not driving myself crazy trying to find the last one that I was missing. Yeah, that's it. I have an ornament. I will put these on the tree. They'll be back there in the studio for the rest of this month until Christmas happens. And then I'll probably take them down and put them back up in the attic again until next year. So, yeah, and I'm not going to listen to any more Christmas music during streams. That was just today only, and it drove me crazy. Actually, one of my favorite things about being over there at the airbrush station was I wasn't wearing the headphones and I could not hear the music. So, I don't have anything against Christmas music. I just find it not that interesting. Yeah. So with that, Merry Christmas to you, though. Christmas is great. The music just isn't so great. Or whatever other holidays you celebrate this time of year. I hope you're having a good month of December so far. And that's going to do it for me today. Have a good one.